Sabi sa'yo, no difference from a worm.
Ano yun? Over naman sa asim! Napaka-umis na nata ako. Ang net! Stay away from me!
It's a worm, indeed! Such small creatures! Have you ever wondered how they stay alive? Today, we will be exploring how earthworms respond to different environmental stimuli, specifically touch, light, heat, moisture, and chemicals. Simple yet remarkable. Yes, earthworms may look simple, but they indeed have remarkable sensitivity. These responses to stimuli, also known as taxis, help them stay alive. Now, grab your lab coats and curiosity as we go on with the first episode of
Stimuli Squad! Worms in Action!
First things first, let's get our trusty tools. Come on tools, vámonos! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
First off, we got the dissecting pan. This is where our little curly friends will be placed for observation. We also have damp sheets of paper to be put in the dissecting pan, which I'm sure the worms would love. And of course, we can't forget about the main stars of the show, the earthworms. Then, there are also the dissecting needle to which we will use to poke the worms. We also have this card with 2mm hole in the center, which will be used to focus the light onto the specimens. We also have a flashlight to test the worm's response to the light and heat. Paired with this, we also have the hand lens to magnify the strength of the light. And finally, vinegar to test the worm's reaction to chemicals.
So paano nga ba natin gagawin ang eksperimentong ito? Una sa lahat, mag-prepare tayo ng isang malinis na dissecting pan at lagyan ng damp sheet of paper. Next, maglagay ng active at buhay na earthworm sa papel. Handle the worm gently at sigurading gumamit ng new fresh worm for each part of the exercise. Sa bawat uod, siguraduhin i-apply ang stimulus sa paa, ulo at sa gitnang katawan. So ito na nga, i-divide natin ang eksperimento sa 5 procedures: contact, light, heat, moisture, at chemical. Para sa contact section, tusukin ng dahan-dahan ang ulo, paa at gitnang katawan ng uod. Ayun o, ang cute-cute, parang sumasayaw siya oh! Pagkatapos tusukin, maghintay ulit ng 5 minutes, tas ulitin ang ginawa natin. Tusok-tusok, tusok-tusok.
Pagkatapos na contact, gagamitin natin ang ating card at flashlight para makonsentrate ang ilaw sa uod. Itapat natin ang ilaw sa mga iba't ibang parte ng katawan ng uod at i-observe ang epekto sa stimulus.
Next sa ating eksperimento para sa heat section, with a hand lens, ifo-focus natin ang sunlight o flashlight sa mga iba't ibang parte ng uod. Kung umiinit ang area ng ilaw natin, makikita natin ang epekto ng heat sa uod.
Daloy naman tayo sa moisture section. Para rito, mag-prepare tayo ng isang clean and dry dissecting pan with a tissue paper. Pwede natin gamitin ang same na dissecting pan sa umpisa. Dampen 1/2 ng ating tissue paper at iwanan nating dry ang kabilang kalahati ng tissue. Maglagay tayo ng isang uod sa gitna ng tissue paper, with 1/2 of the body in the moist side at ang isang kalahati na sa dry side. After an hour or more, observe the location of the worms.
Para sa last section ng eksperimento, moisten the tip of a glass rod gamit ang alcohol at ilagay ang tip malapit sa mga iba't ibang parte ng katawan ng uod.
siguraduhin hindi tatama ang tip sa uod at observe natin ang epekto ng alcohol sa uod.
At dito nagtatapos ang ating eksperimento. So ano, may natutunan ka ba? O gusto mo na bang gawin ng sarili mo? O curious ka ba kung ano ang resulta ng eksperimento namin? Well, fear not my fearfully and wonderfully made viewers, dahil i-discuss pa natin ang resulta ng eksperimentong ito. Here is CJ, our beloved worm, para sagutin ang mga tanong nyo sa kanyang experience sa aming pagka-torture sa kanya. Let's go with CJ.
Curious ba kayo why I acted that way to my kidnappers? Ayoko nga. Anyway, so here are the reasons why. So first, worms exhibit negative thigmotaxis, meaning they move away from the source of contact. Different parts of the worm exhibit varying degrees of negative thigmotaxis, primarily because of the number of nerve endings present on each part. For example, the anterior part of the worm, which has the most amount of nerve endings, exhibits the strongest response to the stimulus, while the posterior end, which has the least amount of nerve endings, exhibits the weakest response. Meanwhile, when continuous pressure is applied to the same part of the worm, it will eventually have lesser to no reaction due to habituation, which allows the worm to determine that the stimulus is actually harmless to it.
As seen in the worm's reaction, it moves away from the light source and heat source, which means that it exhibits negative photo and thermotaxis respectively. The anterior end of earthworms are packed with light and heat sensitive cells called photoreceptor and thermoreceptor cells, which detect changes in light intensity and heat. When hit by light, photoreceptors trigger a motor response that directs the worm to move away from the light source, mainly to prevent excessive water loss. Meanwhile, thermoreceptors detect thermal gradients to help the worm move away from high temperatures to maintain moisture and temperature balance.
Aside naman from the fact na #pasa maasim, worms exhibit negative chemotaxis to harmful chemicals, such as acids, as they can cause damage to the epidermis and sensory receptors. Just like that, with the other stimuli, the anterior part of the worm exhibits the strongest reaction because it has the most amount of sensory receptors.
Over naman sa avoidant. With moisture kasi, earthworms have attachment issues. That means they exhibit positive hydrotaxis by moving towards the moist areas. They may do this for skin hydration and overall homeostasis in their environment.
Stimuli Squad! Worms in action!